ladies and gents in Cyberland, coming back to you with another game review, and this time we are on to Arkham Asylum, or Batman Arkham Asylum. So, a little rundown on Batman. Always been a great fan of Batman. However, when it came to the video games, I've only played, up until this point, I had only played 3 Batman games. Batman Forever for the Super NES, Batman for the Nintendo, and then Batman Forever, the arcade game. And the original Batman for Nintendo, I played it, and it was a hard-ass game, and I think it was for most people, but it was a good game. I have nothing bad to say about it. It was just a hard game, and I never beat it, and that's that. And then, years later, Batman Forever, I guess, did really well, at least marketing-wise, and they came out with the Batman Forever arcade game. I remember because I played it at Six Flags and I loved it. I was like, oh man, I wish this game would come out. And then of course they did come out with a Batman Forever game for Super NES and Sega Genesis, and I was like, oh shoot, this is gonna be great. And when I played it, it wasn't the arcade game, so I was like, okay, I'll just, it's a Batman game, so I'll just play it. And of course that game was difficult, but I did beat it. And then at some point during the PlayStation era, the game got released, but it wasn't like, they wanted everybody. It was almost like they didn't really advertise it. And then with one of my good friends, we went through that game and beat. I loved it. It was so much fun. It was a beat 'em up game, but I loved that game. It's just all the combos and the power ups and just going through and beating the crap out of all the Riddler and Two-Face villains and stuff. It was great. And that was it. I didn't play any Batman games for years. And then around the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, they came out with this game. And I don't remember at what point did I buy it, but I know I played it on the 360, and it was great. Arkham Asylum was just something different. It was very informative, very descriptive. The creators got the full understanding of not only Batman, but every single character that was in this game. These guys played totally close attention to detail. The way Zsasz was portrayed, Joker, Harley Quinn, Commissioner Gordon, Oracle, Alfred, Bruce, even the details on the characters when you look up their profiles, that was great. The story was good. Pretty much you caught Joker again and you take him back to Arkham, but then this dude already had a plan to take over Arkham, and he does that, and you spend the whole time trying to not only lock his ass back up, but everybody else that got out too. And you're just on this island just trying to I wouldn't say island, but you're in Arkham trying to put all the crazies back in the loony bin kind of thing. And as you progress, the game gets more wild with shit that Bane does and Poison Ivy does, and even and it's not just the rogue gallery that's in here. There's a lot of corrupt people that pretty much they weren't able to do it just by themselves. And not only is Arkham Asylum a because you see I'm scanning stuff. Not only is Arkham Asylum a beat 'em up game to an extent, using gadgets, but it's also detective work. I would say the bulk of the story is detective work. You're trying to solve a puzzle. You're trying to figure out what the hell is going on. What is Joker really up to? What are his intentions? And that's what you spend the majority of the game. The action part, and even the part of Batman sneaking up on people, that's just a very small portion. I mean, there's a lot of it going on in the game, but that's not the full point of playing this game. This game is more of reading and it's more of investigating as what Batman does, because in the comics that's what he does. He doesn't go around just beating up everybody. He actually tries to investigate, like what I'm trying to do here, trying to find something. And you have two options. You either play the game, well, most of the time you're going to play the game where you're just Batman looking around and stuff, but then you're going to have times where you use tools, like as you can see right here, to open doors. And then you're going to have times where you have detective mode on, because you need to see where the villains are hiding or where they're about to try to jump you. There's stuff like that going on in the game. And then you're going to have times where you need to go back to areas that you weren't able to do before. The biggest thing for the game when I did play it, here we go. So I'm going to try to do some shit to me. The biggest thing that I did, that I spent the majority of time doing, and anybody who has played the game, or if you're interested in playing the game, is looking for the Riddler trophies. There's like, I think 220 or 240 of them, I think, or something. And of course, as you yeah, see, that's good old Batman gliding down and whooping ass. And as you continue through the game, you will start to have gadgets that you can use to get the Riddler trophies you couldn't get before. And then there's a map that'll show you where ones are located and stuff. Combat, as you can see, the better you put together your techniques, you're able to get more points. More points means you can level up your gear and the character as quickly as possible, which is what I did. Since I had already previously played this game before, this was my time of recording my gameplay for this. See, found one of the Riddler trophies right there. As far as the gameplay, I didn't have any issues with it. I enjoyed it thoroughly. There wasn't any part, even this, I think this is my second or third time coming here. I think it's probably my third time playing this game, this one in particular. There wasn't anything I didn't like about Arkham Asylum for the gameplay. There were parts that were a little annoying to me, but they were annoying to me the other times when I played it too. So it's just one of those things where it's like, oh shit, I remember this crap. Oh, I remember this crap. Oh, this part right here. Ugh. But it didn't ruin my my time of enjoying the game. It's just like, oh, I have to do, it's like the tedious stuff sometimes. Like every game has something tedious, and you got to do it, and you don't want to, but it's important to do it, so you just get it done and then you move on. It's kind of one of those things. As you can see, detective work where I'm scanning, finding trails and stuff. And then of course I don't want these guys to know what I'm doing, so I'm about to sneak up and pounce on their ass. For the most part, the gear that I used, I think I used pretty much everything. There really wasn't too much that I didn't. And I think they really did a good job on the combat system too, because this is technically how Batman does fight when he has a bunch of people. He maneuvers this way, kind of thing. Combat moves. I think what was missing from the combat was, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think you could break weapons here yet. I don't think that was until Arkham City, which I think when I was playing it again, I was like, damn, like I don't think I can break the weapons. That's one of my favorite abilities, is breaking the weapons, because just because you take the guy down, that doesn't mean his buddy is not going to pick up what he was trying to use against you to attack you. So I was like, oh, that kind of sucks. But yeah, as far as the story was great. I've read a lot of Batman comic books over the years, so how they wrote the story, I had no problem with that. How they intertwined the rogue gallery with him, I had no problem with that. It was just, I don't think it was anything that was bothersome for that, for the most part. The grittiness was there, the darkness was there, and actually I was quite surprised that women there were a couple women that got killed in this game. I was actually quite surprised, and I only say that because, you know, I'm sorry to say, but a lot of times, you know, I think outside of Final Fantasy VII, and if you play a Resident Evil game, you know, if you're the female character, you get killed, but women normally don't get killed, and if they do die, it's like, it's not something where it's very graphic. So I was quite surprised, even when I played the game the first time, that one of the characters in the game got killed, and the way she got killed, I was completely shocked, because I thought she'd just be knocked out or something, and then you see her lifeless body on the ground. I was like, oh shit, they actually did that. And I'm not saying what female characters can't get killed, but you know, it's always that idea where if we're gonna kill characters, they need to be male, and if they're gonna be gruesome kills outside of a horror film, it needs to be done to the males. We can't show women being treated like that and all this other shit. And I was quite impressed that they did what they did. I mean, the character didn't die a gruesome death, but I was just surprised that they did it. And as you can see right here, using one of my tools, gonna bust this door. And that I think too, for tools wise, you know, the grappling gun, and I would say my batarang, and it's not really, yeah, the grappling gun and my batarang were really the tools I used the most of. Most of the other time, I would just pounce on guys or sneak up behind them and choke them out. The difficulty of the game, because I have beaten this game on hard, I was just not going to do it for this recording, for this gameplay. It can be difficult. Even the challenges too. I've completed all the challenges before for Arkham City and Arkham Asylum a long time ago, and the challenges are worth it. In my opinion, if you've never played this game, definitely do the challenges because they will make you better at playing the game. That's why, for the most part, I didn't get killed by these type of fights. If I got killed, it was normally like I got shot, or it was a poison scenario, or it was a boss fight where they just, you know, kept beating me up to where my health was completely gone. Stuff like this, I really did not get hurt too much. I get hit a couple times, but it was really because of the challenges I had done. I really mastered my abilities to, you know, put hands on these guys. So most of the stuff, outside of trying to remember how to fight a boss, it was straightforward how to take these dudes down, you know. And it wasn't just pressing the punch button multiple times. It was a kind of like a rotation thing, like push, you know, flip, push, flip, push, flip, you know, hit a guy, flip, hit a guy, flip, hit a guy, flip, and also use the gadgets in the process. And as you can see, Predator mode, you know, sneaking around and taking people out. My rating for the game, I would give a 10 out of 10 yes sirs. It is a classic game. It is. If you've never played a Batman game, this is a great place to start. But unfortunately, I gotta be honest, like after playing these 3 Batman games and showing the recordings over time, you know, it's just like the bar's raised so high that it's like, can even another Batman game come out that's going to be worth a damn? The inverted tech, I love that technique too. Unfortunately, it lets everybody know where you're at. But you know, I would really hope that if there is another Batman game, that, you know, it holds up to what these 3 were, because these were just, they were great stories. The combat was great. Everything. The graphics were great. Except there were, and I'm not gonna base this on the rating because I haven't played the original. Not the upgrade, but the remastered had a couple glitches in the game, and they were, I could see it. So technically, you know, I think when they redid this game, they didn't check all the, you know, they didn't cross all their T's and stuff to make sure everything was done right. they kind of missed a couple parts. And there's definitely one in Arkham City too, the remastered that I caught, and I was still able to get the trophy. But it is something I would address too, and I don't think it's still been fixed, but I was able to still get it, and there's a trick to doing that. But otherwise, yeah, it's a great game. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Kevin Conroy does the Batman, the guy who did the animated series, as well as Mark Hamill doing the Joker. I think the only thing that I was disappointed with for this game was I don't recall seeing Two-Face. Of course, he appears in the second game, but that was a little like, because I've always liked Two-Face and Joker. I think out of the Rogues Gallery, they're my favorite Batman villains for different reasons. But nonetheless, you guys check it out. You won't be disappointed. Anyway, I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.